Primer Festival Internacional de Fotografía de Calle en México.
My name is Betty Goh and I'm from Singapore. I picked up street photography in 2018 and fell deeply in love with it. My specialty is abstract street photography, focusing on reflections, shadows, silhouettes, shapes, and spaces. I first started with simple shots, but soon developed my own distinctive style of combining multiple elements into one single shot. Originality and self-challenge are important to me. I aim to showcase a sense of mystery and complexity through my style of photography. Although most of my work does not show one's face directly, I still think my photos carry a soul in them. Abstract street photography brings out the creative side of me and helps me develop visual sensitivity of my surroundings. I always try my best to photograph something different. Photography gives me a great sense of freedom, and the opportunity for me to think on my feet in turn makes me feel excited. Looking forward to see you at the festival.
México Street Photo Fest. Síguenos en nuestras redes sociales.
Para quienes necesiten traducción para la conferencia de Betty, les recuerdo que tenemos en la parte de atrás a nuestra intérprete. Damos inicio a la tercera actividad del festival del día de hoy, con la conferencia Soul of the Streets. Betty Go es una fotógrafa nativa de Singapur, apasionada por la imagen abstracta, obtenida de la belleza del flujo mundano en las calles. Betty es miembro de la Sociedad de Fotógrafos Leica desde el 2021. Tras 5 años en la práctica fotográfica cándida, Betty ha logrado consolidar un estilo fotográfico distintivo, reconocido globalmente. Recibámosla con un aplauso.
And I have a slide. Okay. Hola. Can you hear me? Yes. Okay. So I'm Betty Go from Singapore, and the title of my presentation today is Soul Streets. And the photo here is actually me. Okay. In 2018, I went to Oaxaca. It was around this time. So I asked to have the makeup on. So I took a selfie, but I didn't remember I had this selfie. So only recently when I tried to prepare the slides, I went through my photo library and then I saw, oh, okay, I have this selfie. And so I decided to put it here. In fact, I have been to Mexico maybe a few times before. In 2000 and maybe 15, I had a boyfriend, and actually he's a Mexican. Okay, but it was just a short while, and then we went to Cancun. And that was my first time to Mexico. Went to Chichen Itza. Okay, yeah. So then after that, in maybe 2007, I had a work business trip to Mexico City. So it's for because I work in a banking related industry. So I work for a bank project. So I went to Mexico City to work, and during that time there was a long weekend, like Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's a long weekend. So the hotel driver say that, do you want to go somewhere? I say, yes, why not? Okay. And he say, okay, how about this one? Okay. So then the first stop I reached is here, Querétaro. Okay. And it was a short stop. So I kind of remember this name, but then after that, he drove me to San Miguel and Guanajuato, and that's how I spend my weekend. And I have a good impression.
of Mexico. Okay, and so then, so when I was told I have this Mexico Street Photo Festival, I was excited. I say, yes, I will come. Okay. I always have a good impression of Mexico, and I find that Mexico is very. I like it. Yeah, so I'm happy to be here. Right? Oh, yeah. Okay. So who am I? Okay, I'm not as experienced as Chris or Juan. Okay, I'm still quite new in photography. I'm born in Singapore and I'm based in Singapore. I have always lived in Singapore. Of course, for my work, sometimes I have to do some business trips to other countries. Okay, so street photography is my hobby. Okay, it's not a profession. But of course, hopefully in future I will be able to. But my day job, as I say, I'm more into the banking industry. And, okay, so just a little history because in Singapore, we are a country which is very focused on economy. So most of us, even when young or baby, our parents already determined that you must work in a professional job, a corporate world. Okay, you must be maybe you work in a bank, or doctor or lawyer or something like this. So most of the time, the children we already say, okay, the parents say you have to do this, okay. And in terms of arts, right, is during my age, where it's not encouraged. People will look down on you if you do arts. So nobody or very few people will get their children to do anything to do with creative work or arts. So there am I. So I was studying very hard. I was also working very hard. I get into the bank and all these things. But then I feel that it's not really me. It's like a very corporate, very stressful, logical thinking. But I'm not really, really logical person. Okay, but I like some creative work, but because of the way how the social expect you to be, you just have to push on to continue your life in the corporate world. Okay, in Singapore, it's very high expectation. You know, the people will not like if you are not working in corporate world. Okay, so so how I managed to get to photography is that in I was working very hard in my life, almost like half of my life. And then in 2016, I kind of fell a bit ill. And then that is when I start to realize that, work is not everything. Now I've worked so hard, right? So I feel that there should be some work-life balance. Um, I never had any hobbies. So yeah, I never had any hobbies. So I just work. Work is my hobby, I guess. Yeah. So then I start to say, okay, maybe I should get some hobby to at least be a little bit different from work. So I try a few hobbies, including trying to learn some martial arts because I watched some movies, some kung fu movies. I also want to fight. But then in the end, I'm not a sports person. So in the end, people knocked me out and I just fell on the ground and I said, that's it. I'm not suitable for anything to do with sports. So I was then thinking that actually I like visual things. I'm quite a visual person. So maybe how about photography? So I went to a school tuition and they say, oh, I want to learn photography. So he said, okay, yeah, now I teach you about the camera, exposure, and all these things. Okay. But I think my teacher back then, he didn't feel that I have any potential because I was a bit stupid, silly. I don't understand what you mean. He said, if you have black and white, then what do you get? I said, I don't know. Right. So then I like, okay. So after I finished the class, I was interested to pursue more. So I asked him, I think we have more classes I can attend, right? So he said, I think you better don't attend, right? Right. So I feel that I have no potential. Okay. So then in 2018, also around October, I decided to go to Tokyo for a short holiday. So then I saw an advertisement by a company that says that do you want to like a street photography workshop by a German street photographer called Siegfried Hansen. Okay, so Siegfried is one of the art photographers. But I also do not know who is he. I just say, okay, this is fun, I just want to do some activities. So I'll sign up for a workshop. I do not know who is he. I never check his work. I just know it's fun, just sign up, okay? So I joined the class on the very first day, immediately. Oh my God, I really like street photography very much because how he taught me or how he teach me was very inspiring, and I was totally amazed by what we can do by street photography. Because normally for street photography, I feel that I have a standard idea what it is, but then he taught me to look at things from a different angle. And that's when I feel, hey, I really like it very much because I always like to look at things and from different angles. I feel it's very interesting and creative. So so that is when this this workshop changed my whole life. I mean, not whole life. I don't know my whole life yet, but changed my life definitely because it gives me some meaning to my life now, right? Instead of just work. And I feel that wow, I really, I like it very much. So then after the workshop, it was just about 2 or 2.5 days workshop. I went back to Singapore and then I just keep practicing, and then I sent some photos to Siegfried to show him. And then he told me, I think you should go towards the direction of abstract street photography. Yeah. So then I hear this, I was like, wow, at least I'm good in something. What is abstract photography? I did not ask him. I said, abstract photography sounds very abstract. Okay. Okay. So then he just say, okay, anyway, you just do whatever you are doing now. Okay, okay. So just continuing to do. So I would say until today, my main passion is abstract street photography because I feel that that is more me. I feel very, feel that that is me. Okay, whenever I do something that's not so abstract, okay, I like it. I feel very cute, or like yesterday I talked about the appreciation of this time is very fast, but still I feel there is a little bit there's a distance. But when I do abstract, I feel very comfortable that this is it. Okay, right. So that's my passion. Okay, I'm in 2001. I was kind of put into this book by this Unara. Okay, she's the Woman Street Photographers founder, and then I was included inside, and I was the only Singaporean woman that is included. Now, can you see me in the video? Now I become a silhouette. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So what is my main my main focus is, as you can later on see some of my photos, my focus is on urban streets because I'm based in Singapore, so urban streets is the main point. And I also like shadows, lines, silhouettes, reflections. And for the last 1 to 2 years, I've been putting more layers to my photos. And the theme of my photos, which is not deliberately that I want to say, oh, I must be like this, but it is naturally that I like my photos to be more abstract, to have some mystery and imagination. Okay, again, it's not that I deliberately want to do it, but somehow it just comes naturally from me. So every image that I take, okay, is always unposed and within one single exposure. because I get many questions that, oh, is it double exposure and all these things? So I will definitely say no, it's always single exposure, because actually I never know how to do a double exposure anyway. Okay. And for me, we always strive for originality, self-talent. Yeah, so that's my main point. Okay, so on the streets, right, it's not a particular project that I deliberately take out and show you. But so on the streets is actually my live series. Okay, because if you see on my Instagram, I think almost photo is so on the streets. Okay, so what is so on the streets? Say that it is unnoticeable inner beauty of the daily streets. Okay, I would say it's, this presentation, I will show all the photos in Singapore. I've taken in Singapore. But I would say on my Instagram, 95% are all taken in Singapore. Okay, and also I walk the same streets in Singapore every day. So in the reels that you see, it's almost the same streets that I go over and over and over again. Because especially in Singapore, it's a very small country. If you look at the world map, right, you cannot even see the country, okay? Because it's just one dust dot, okay? Yeah, we have a nickname called the little red dot. Okay? Yeah, Singapore is the little red dot. And although I go to the same over and over again every day, I feel that every time I have a different feeling. The way I see things, I have a different feeling to it. My soul connects with the environment and the people is always different. So that's why I can continue to keep photographing. Reflections of my subconscious. I think just now in the previous talk, something like this. But I would say reflections of my subconscious is because I feel that as I say, for many years of my life, I've been studying very hard, working very hard. I have this maybe, I feel that maybe the feeling is always suppressed. You know, you cannot really express yourself because you are always say, okay, the society needs you to do in this way. So you always say, yes, I have to do it in this way. I cannot express myself. There's no avenue for you to express, no avenue for me to express myself. So somehow photography gives me a way to express myself, but I didn't know how to express it. But somehow my subconscious gave me the way, they give me this way to express myself through my photography. Okay. So I would say it's the unspoken emotional expressions of passion, loneliness, fear, tension, and dilemma of city life. If I always go to the city life in Singapore, maybe in Tokyo and so on, I would say that most of people, the face has no facial expression. They're just walking, marching to work. So they are just like this, okay? But I mean, it's very intriguing because I do not know. Maybe they are like, well, very enthusiastic to go to work, or they are very stressful to go to work. Maybe they have a stress to say, I have to pay for my house. I have to just have to go to work, right? Okay, and or maybe they say, I love to go to work. Okay, right? So it's a mis. I feel that because of this, there is a, you do not know it's a black and there's no black and white. It's a gray area. You look at the person's face, you do not know because his face is blank. You do not know whether he's like feeling lonely or he's feeling passionate, or he's feeling stressed. So it's something to me I find very fascinating. It's very fascinating, right? So because not like the people when they're sad, they really show that they're sad. I know they're sad. People who have no facial expression, I'm interested to know what is he feeling, right? Okay, so yeah, so it's a subtle soul of the elements that I hope to capture. Okay. So from now onwards, I just show you some photos that I have. Okay, I've taken all on the same streets of Singapore. So just maybe some stories behind some of them. So this was taken during the COVID time when we cannot travel, and so this time round in Singapore, I think the COVID was slightly better, but then we can stay in some hotels, local hotels in Singapore, and just stay as if we are having a holiday. So I did that, and so I booked a hotel at the same streets that I always visit. Okay, and then on the way in the night time, I managed to go back on the way to back to the hotel. Um, I saw that there is some people walking past this street, and then I do this. I call this photo heading back. Okay, so we have the head, but I'm also heading back to the hotel at the same time. So, yeah. So you can see there's not much expression, facial expression in my photos. Okay, but I also like you as the audience to see it from your own perspective on how you feel about the photo. I mean, if you have any feelings, but I so-called like more of a I want a viewer to also interpret from their own feelings. Okay. So yeah, so initially I started with more like simple shots. I take those shadows, silhouettes, okay, reflection, and as I say, my teacher is a secret. So that time, when I was new to that, I showed him. I said, "I take this shadow. Is it nice?" And then he said, "I think you can do better than that. This is too simple for you." So I was thinking like this word actually make me think, remind me until now that, okay, I mean, simple is okay, just normal, but I need to be more than simple. Okay, so that's why slowly I try to put in more complexity to my photography by adding layers and not just simple shadows, but to use all my knowledge of the different elements like reflections, shadows, silhouettes, and all these things, and combine them into one shot. So this photo is actually, you can see it's shadow here, and then we have the silhouettes, and then these are the. And okay, so this photo also have a little bit of story because I'm not sure my friend looking online now, but as about 2 years ago, I was also on the streets of Singapore, and then I met this painter. He was sitting on the street to paint, and he's always painting like this. And then got to know him, and then kind of learn that he go to the same streets every day. He go to the same place, or not exactly the same spot, but same area. Sit down from morning to night, and he will keep painting and painting what he sees on the streets. So from there, I also get some inspiration and kind of inspire me on my attitude towards photography. That is, I need to keep practicing every day. Um, uh, Even though maybe it doesn't come with any results, but just keep practicing and practicing and practicing. And because of that, not just from him, but also from Siegfried, he also practiced his work every day. From these people, I learned that yes, I must keep practicing. Even though my photos may not be like really like perfect or whatever, but it's just the momentum to keep going and going, and slowly, you will start to see things more and more. And so I think that's how I also nowadays, whenever I go on the streets, like even though it's on the same streets, but we can capture different things. I can see from different angles and different things, even though it's the same area, because of this practicing. And as I show some of you during the photo walk yesterday, that sometimes some of you say that, oh, you're very fast or you have good eyes and all these things. Actually, my eyesight is very poor. You can see sometimes I do like, oh, yes. Yeah, but because of the practicing, maybe I can already visually see, kind of visually, not like really using the eyes, but the feeling or the sense. I don't know how the sense, I don't know whatever. And you can you really feel that the thing is there. So that's the inspiration I got. So my friend, Mr. Tong, um, I met him during the COVID times. So he's got a very good painter. He was not able to hold his exhibition because of the COVID. So after the COVID, he had his exhibition, and that is the opening of his exhibition. And many people went to see his exhibition, and that's when I caught this shot. So you can see that there are multiple people in this shot. Okay, so this photo is taken as I saw many people are queuing up for something. They were queuing outside the shop, so I decided to take um, this shot. And if you notice, this red thing, this red thing is actually a man with a red T-shirt, and his back is facing me. So that is his back. This man in his red T-shirt. Okay, so there are some reflections, decoration there. So that's where I captured it. And this photo, okay, not really multiple elements, but because it was during that day, it was like raining heavily, and I was standing there waiting for the rain to stop so that I can cross the street. I think like maybe there's nothing to do here, just waiting for the rain. So I decided to use my camera, and then I noticed people were carrying the umbrellas in and out of where I'm standing. So I caught this shot. And this photo was taken where people are actually trying to cross the bridge. So they are queuing up to go to the bridge. And I was thinking like, okay, I could just take people crossing the bridge, but as I say, I want to remind myself that, there should be more than that. What else can I do? So then I saw, because this is a bridge, right? So there are people walking under the bridge. And, um, and I decided to capture. Actually, this is not the people directly under the bridge. They are the reflections of the people behind me looking at the bridge. No, yeah, correct. So these are reflections of the silhouettes behind me. Yeah. And yeah, so talking about this photo, um, in Singapore, maybe some of you will also know that they have a lot of laws that cannot do this, cannot do that. Okay, so this is like taken in the train station. Okay, in Singapore, it is not allowed to take pictures in train station. Okay? And they have many cameras around me. So I saw something, and I took this photo in the train station. And I'm gonna try it again. Okay, but I just want to explain that this men, they are not inside the circle. They are reflections of people walking behind me. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, and this photo, yeah, so this also a reflections, and this, you can see it's more like the COVID time. I took this photo, and this is a poster, a man, and I like this photo very much, because there is um, associating with the different elements in this photo. You have the mannequin with the head, the white head, and then you have the two people with the white mask, and then to the eye. So I feel that there's a line connection between all the different elements in this photo. Okay, this you can see that many of my photos are taken in the shopping mall, because in Singapore we have many shopping malls, but also the security, they also actually you're not allowed to take photos in the shopping mall. And they also have many cameras, But I do not know. Maybe they always see from the camera. They say, "Oh my God, this woman." Maybe initially they start to stare at the camera, but now there's this woman, don't know what she's doing. She's a psycho. Let her be. Okay. So this photo, this woman is a reflection. It's a reflection of, again, somebody behind me. Okay, and then you will see a man. Next one, direct shot. And then there's a woman in the shop. And in fact, it's not very clear, but in the woman, inside the woman, there's another person. It's not very clear here. Okay. And this photo is a reflection. So this escalator and this escalator, they are the same people. It's a reflection. And you will see sometimes people will like turn around and look at me in the photo, because maybe the way I take the photo, maybe upside down or whatever, they're always like, "What is she doing?" Like, so they will like turn around and see what am I doing. Like, so strange person, right? Okay, this photo is also is mixed. We have the reflections and the direct. Okay, initially I always come to this spot to take photos, but on that day I was actually pulled into this scene because of the bird. I don't know whether you can see the pigeon over there. And this pigeon, because I always walk the same street, so I probably know the birds also, the same few birds. And I noticed this bird. I never seen this pigeon before, because this pigeon, the hair is very messy, and the leg, one of them is cut off. So I thought, "Hey, this bird, I never see this bird before." So then I saw that like the day before, and then the next day I saw this bird again. So then I saw, this bird is standing there. You can see, probably if you look closely, the leg is one of them is broken. Okay, you cannot see the messy hair though. Okay, so I saw it, and then that's when, because of the bird, I stood at this area. I photographed this scene. So we have the people who are direct. You can see the white shoes, they're direct, and then we have this is a reflection. Okay, this part is a reflection, but the other part. Okay, this shot is also like a direct and reflection. So I was standing here, and there was this woman. She's sitting on the floor, staircase. She's sitting there here, and then there's a poster reflecting on her body, and then a man walked past, and then the hair of the woman and the man's head joined together. And whenever I look at this photo, I feel like maybe this is like Chewbacca. I was okay in the sound. I don't know whether you know Chewbacca. Okay, and this photo was because of the COVID, right? We can work from home, so we happily working from home. And then one day the office say you have to go to work now. Like, I'm gonna go to office now. So this is the very first time I going to the office after the COVID. So so when I went to the nearby the office. Then I was like looking down from the building, and then I saw a reflection of the building. And then at the same time, there are some people, they are trying to cross the road. So I combine them into one shot. And I feel that this photo, for me, the title that naturally comes on is Under Pressure. So it's like, again, reflecting about the stressful corporate world that, yeah, oh my God, I really, need to walk upside down, or the building is upside down, and I like fall off from the building anytime. Okay. Yeah. Yes, this photo, yeah, is again some direct and reflections. So there are like people coming up from the escalator, and then there's also people in next to it. There are direct people that are trying to walk past. So they kind of cross each other, and that's how this photo is created. So there you notice the woman's eyes, and then there's one black shadow. There's a man on the escalator. There's a man, and the body is the woman's body. Okay, so again, similar in that case, but this it's not very clear. But there's a woman sitting here, so there's a reflection of a woman. And then the people like walking past. Some people don't care about me, but you can see that these two person, they're looking. Oh my God, what is she doing? Yeah, so that's how the shot is taken. Yes, and also in this place, it was a small lane, and then during that time, it was like raining, and people were carrying umbrellas, walking through the small lanes. I was very close to these people, so so they are passing by and took this shot. And I like this shot also because of the lines of the hair, and the lines of the fingers, and then the line of the person holding the umbrella. This shot is taken at the there was this place, also the same streets that I was walking, and then during that night they have some events. So it was very crowded, and people were like there. So these people are actually at the event, and then near where I was like trying to stand, there are people also coming out from the escalator. So I feel that this photo display the unspoken passion of the city life. That even though the place, everybody is like busy with the events and all, we can still find passion in city life. Okay. This photo is also, again, as I say, the same streets. And coincidentally, during this time, it was almost the year end. And they were afraid. I mean, they were shopping malls, and then they were afraid that people will hang around the shopping malls and party throughout the night and leave the whole place terrible. So at that time, there's a year end, they start to put these orange barricades up, you know. And then, as I say, I always go to the same street, so I know my streets. And I noticed that this is different. They suddenly put this. So that again, that trigger me to say, maybe there's something I can photograph here. So yeah, so I decided how I can compose this photo. So again, there's a glass between me and the subject, and then I can see some reflections of the people from the other side. So, that side, yeah. And they were walking, and I can see the reflection on it. So then I decided to photograph somebody who is crossing in front of me, so that they can all cross. And actually, I like this type of photos where multiple elements come into the same shot, because I feel, again, it's very intriguing. Like in in this world, at least in this room, in this street, there's so many people busy with their own things. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, but they're all happening at the same time. So I also like to show in my photos what each person, or at least two different people, what are they doing at the same moment in time. Yeah, it's very intriguing. I find it's like, wow, like when I'm talking now, maybe somebody's sleeping now, right? So, yeah, so it's like in our world, it's like this. It's very funny. And then this photo, yeah, so is to display the stressful corporate life. It's Monday, and I'm overwhelming with all the work that I need to do, right? And so again, we have reflections and the people that's again far away um, from this scene. So if you see that, again, as I say, how it's very intriguing to me to find out like how two people can, what they're doing at this moment in time. And these two people, they are not next to each other. They are very far away from each other. One is on the left and one is on the right. So I feel that how they never meet each other. What are they doing right now at the same moment in time? Right? Okay. That's something I like. This photo is in the exhibition, if you have seen yesterday. So this is taken in a shopping mall. And so if you go to the exhibition, you see there's a man standing here. And then we have a woman who is like walking past. And we also have a poster with men here. And there's some like silhouettes over here. So again, multiple elements within one single shot. Yeah, so that's almost the end of my presentation. That's me and my Instagram. Okay, so if you like to see more of my work, check out my Instagram. Yeah, okay. So thank you very much. Any questions? You have time for questions?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's
hi.
wonderful.
Thank you.
One of the things you mentioned earlier on was that you at what point were trying to do painting, you mix colors and stuff like that. It was like one of the things you try to do progression to become artists. And what we see here is an amazing amount of ability to compose almost as a very quickly what Andrew would go through here, like with seeing things. It feels like it came through, not drawing that quite yet. You understand what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So there's a lot of why this work.
Yeah.
You're on with not advertising, I have all of those experiences. So I just wanted to mention that I found that very intriguing, your origins, where you came from.
Thank you. People at the back.
Thank you. When I was looking at the pictures, I saw that you have a lot of abstract thoughts you try to show on your picture. The question is, you are camera, you are looking at it. That's my question. You get thinking about these abstract thoughts, and you, like for example, the picture of the
Mm.
and you it's the outside of the sea, how they converge on one place.
Mm.
You have like this time when you think you're
At the moment. I when I go out, I never think about my blank. My mind is blank. Maybe you can say it's free. It's blank. I never go out with a theme or in mind. You say now I must take for umbrellas. Now I must take shadows. No, I don't do that. I just say, oh, time's up. After work, let's go out. Yeah. And then just see the same street. And then I see, oh, and then immediately, whatever I see, I compose immediately. I think he didn't want to ask anymore. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
To be honest, it's the first time I see your work.
Thank you. Thank you.
In your introduction, you say something about the expressive.
Yes.
I can see those expressive channels in your work. What do you think? Well, that's my feeling. I see pictures of loneliness and individualism that we are living in this time.
Yes.
So what do you think about that?
Yes, I feel the same because as I say, where's the microphone? Okay. Yeah, as I say, I live in the city. I grew up in city and I work in the city, and I always feel that as I say, we have to follow the social expectation because you have to work like banks or whatever, and in the corporate world in order to be meaningful in life. I mean, to be shown as valuable in life. But so we have no chance to really express ourselves, our feelings, even though maybe like for example, in typical situation, a person who is in a job, he's probably very happy in his job, but he still has to continue to go to work with his job because he needs to support his family or his house. So in his heart, he can be feeling very lonely, lots of dilemma because he maybe want to quit the job, but he cannot do it because of other commitments. So that's why I also want to show deep, convey in my photographs. Okay, thank you.
Do you think there's something different being a woman than a man doing street photography?
I don't really feel that there's a big difference. I mean, in Singapore, I don't really feel much difference because we don't really have like a woman is something low or whatever. It's just normal. But maybe when I photograph, like sometimes I have women in my photos, maybe they see a woman photographer, okay, never mind, it's fine, you know. But if a man photograph them, maybe they will feel like maybe this man is a maniac. Yeah. So because sometimes I photograph when I'm down, and maybe the woman they are wearing short skirts, then okay, fine. Maybe that's the feeling. Yeah. Other than that, I don't really feel there's a big difference between men and women. Um, Men can also observe in details. I mean, I see some men also have a lot of details, so I don't really feel much difference. But yeah, okay.
Agradecemos a Betty Go por inspirarnos el día de hoy. Aplausos para ella. No consiste el programa, es una pausa para la comida. Los esperamos a partir de las 4 de la tarde en esta sala para una reunión de Ávila, embajador de Chile. Esta misma cámara para que las puedan probar. Pero antes de eso, les recuerdo que el programa el día de hoy, a las 7 de la tarde, tendremos la inauguración de una exposición fotográfica aquí en la del Centro Cultural. A las 9 Sony Quintero se presentará el Centro Creativo de la Imagen con su conferencia de fotografía. Y el Centro Creativo de la Imagen lo mantenemos en a las 4, a las 9 del Centro de la Imagen, vamos a dar un agradecimiento y un regalo.
Oh, thank you.
tenemos un programa con un geográfico en la Galería de Libertad y tenemos un mensaje de parte de nuestro patrocinador Tecnoplan.
Buenas tardes. Veo caras conocidas. Gerente comercial de Tecnoplanet. Nosotros prácticamente tenemos en venta más de 4,000 artículos para video, audio y fotografía. Extienda, si ustedes son un descuento especial, nos pueden contactar, pueden pedir acá donde está una tarjeta con nuestros datos o dejarnos los datos de ustedes para que cualquier necesidad que ustedes tengan, nosotros la podemos resolver. Si no saben todavía cómo resolver alguna necesidad que tienen, se pueden acercar a nosotros, a cualquiera de los asesores, por teléfono, por WhatsApp o directamente en tienda. Nos tomamos el tiempo que sea necesario para que ustedes lo puedan resolver. Y rapidísimo, ayer no pude presentar un video que quiero que vean, entonces solamente es un poco de quiénes somos.
Debido a los avances tecnológicos, inteligencia artificial y la evolución de las plataformas digitales. A medida que las redes sociales y el contenido visual sigan siendo una parte importante de la vida diaria, la demanda de imágenes de alta calidad seguirá creciendo. Algunas de las herramientas para crear este contenido pueden ser tan sencillas como un celular, una cámara de fotos, video, cámara de acción, drone y hasta una cámara de cine. El audio tiene un papel muy importante para crear una visión. Por eso, en Tecnoplanet México estamos comprometidos a crecer junto contigo para poder proporcionarte no solo los productos necesarios para hacerlo, sino también darte la mejor asesoría para que tu compra sea justo lo que necesitas. Somos una empresa que nació en productos, pero nuestro equipo cuenta con más de 20 años de experiencia en este tema. Somos distribuidores de las principales marcas del mercado, tanto en foto, video, iluminación e impresión. Invitamos a visitar nuestra tienda en la Ciudad de México, en Plaza Durango, pero también hacemos envíos a toda la República Mexicana. Síguenos en Instagram, Facebook, YouTube y TikTok para estar enterados de nuestras dinámicas, giveaways, concursos, talleres, experiencias culturales, fotopaseos, novedades y lanzamientos, tips, mejores candidatos, contenido para inspirar, cajas de expertos, promociones y más. Se encuentra sobre Tecnoplanet México. Conoce nuestro sitio web www.tecnoplanet.mx y suscríbete a nuestro boletín de noticias. Envíanos un mensaje a nuestras redes sociales o WhatsApp. Llámanos o escríbenos un email para asesorar. Recuerda que analizar por tiempo de toda la vida.
Voy a hacer 2 preguntas del video y traigo un regalo para las 2 personas. Aparte de que me indican que en todos los posts en Facebook que hicieron sobre las pláticas y actividades, está un link que los lleva a un acceso donde registran una información y el día de mañana va a haber una rifa de otras cosas. Entonces es importante, solamente necesitan seguirnos en Instagram y registrarse. Si mañana salen sorteados y no están en Instagram, pasamos ahora. Y si no están ahí, pues no tienen posibilidad de ganar algo. Entonces,
Rápido, para puntualizar en eso, en los eventos en Facebook, cada una de las cosas que tenemos programadas para ustedes en el festival, tiene un link que dice continua de asistencia. Ese es el enlace directamente con el registro para que puedan participar. Entonces, nos ayudaría muchísimo. Nada más.
ok. Gracias. Y bueno, les voy a hacer 2 preguntitas. ¿Quién me puede decir cómo aparecemos en redes sociales? ¿Quién? Correcto.
Bien fácil.
Ven. Allá. Acá, una. Gracias. Ten, acá trae un popotito. Trae su popote. Y ¿Vale? Y fácil y última pregunta, ¿en qué parte de la Ciudad de México estamos? Ah, sí, otra pregunta. ¿Qué pregunta puede ser? ¿En qué? No.
Pero con 20 años en el... Me lo gané yo.
Apúntense, inscríbanse para la rifa de mañana, vienen cosas mejores. Gracias. ¿Te doy la cajita? Aquí viene un popotito.
Muchas gracias.
¿A ti? Aquí venía.
Gracias.
Gracias.
Primer Festival Internacional de Fotografía de Calle en México.
Para mí la fotografía de calle es un sentido muy introspectivo. Aparte de reconocerte, encontrarte con las personas que observas a diario. Me siento libre, me gusta recorrer las calles, sentirlas, vivirlas. Me encantan los colores, la magia de la gente. Aparte, la Ciudad de México se me hace bien mágica para hacer foto de calle, porque en cualquier esquina encuentras un mundo de historias.
Para mí, la fotografía de calle no es un género de fotografía, ni siquiera creo que sea una línea fotográfica específicamente realizada en la calle. Yo creo que es una derivación, sí, como una especie de fotografía que trabaja con historias que suceden en momentos muy específicos, que pueden ser o no pueden ser dentro de la calle. Y creo que lo que lo hace genuino, lo que hace la fotografía de calle es tener el valor que tiene, es el hecho de ser tan espontáneo, tan único, y que realmente no puede ser dado en otro espacio que no sean espacios urbanos donde exista el factor humano. La fotografía para mí, aparte de ser mi trabajo, también es mi vida. Y es la forma en que consigo vivir y además trabajar.
La fotografía de calle es un medio que utilizo para disfrutar de mi tiempo de ocio y del tiempo o de los tiempos que me ha tocado vivir. Es un reconocimiento del entorno por donde piso y ando y de conectar con lo que me rodea, jugando y creando con las imágenes mi propio espacio. Me gusta el hecho de que sea un recurso tan accesible y una fuente inagotable de historias que va creando una especie de diario de memoria personal que en un futuro seguro que agradezco.
Para mí la foto de calle es una oportunidad para registrar cosas que la gente normalmente no ve, cosas que suelen pasar desapercibidas e incluso también poner atención en cosas que a la persona fotógrafa le genera un interés muy particular, ¿no? Ver cosas que generalmente la gente no tomaría en cuenta y sobre todo también una oportunidad para documentar nuestra cotidianidad, documentar la cultura, ¿no? Por ejemplo, la comida callejera, las tradiciones, lo que a la gente le llama la atención y creo que eso y mucho más es todavía la fotografía de calle.
fotografía de calle siempre ha sido más bien verla en un sentido de cotidianeidad, más que en una acepción propia de street photography. Ha sido más como pensar en lo cotidiano del deambular de las personas todos los días. Yo empecé haciendo fotografía en la ciudad de Oaxaca y las condiciones allá pues se reducen a un concepto más como de una población indígena, a diferencia de aquí, que como pueden ver, pues hay muchísima gente, no hay una cantidad de historias todos los días que puede uno estar haciendo.
My name is Betty Goh, and I'm from Singapore. I picked up street photography in 2018 and fell deeply in love with it. My specialty is abstract street photography, focusing on reflections, shadows, silhouettes, shapes, and spaces. I first started with simple shots, but soon developed my own distinctive style of combining multiple elements into one single shot. Originality and self-challenge are important to me. I aim to showcase a sense of mystery and complexity through my style of photography. Although most of my work does not show one's face directly, I still think my photos carry a soul in them. Abstract street photography brings out the creative side of me and helps me develop visual sensitivity of my surroundings. I always try my best to photograph something different. Photography gives me a great sense of freedom, and the opportunity for me to think on my feet in turn makes me feel excited. Looking forward to see you at the festival.
México Street Photo Fest. Síguenos en nuestras redes sociales.